Okay, so I think we are live and in living color. So I want to say thank you so much, Dave Anderson, and all of the other amazing speakers um, that has been rolling through the CoronaCon. So, Dave, thank you, Dave and his team, for putting on this amazing event, guys. If you are haven't seen me before, or you're like, who is this person? I'm Sade, the accountability accountant, guys. I help entrepreneurs and individuals live both their professional and their financial goals. And I do that in three ways: by number one, giving them the accounting that they need to really leverage and grow their businesses, but also by holding them accountable to do the work that's required. So if you say you're going to do something, I hold you to doing the work, but then I also push you to the greatness and hold you and push you out there so you can be the amazing CEO and live the life that you guys dream of. So I want to say thank you so much for joining Dave and all of us throughout the CoronaCon. I know many of you have so much going on. Many of you may have been impacted by the CoronaCon or have not yet. You may be out of work right now, or your business has been running a bit slow due to the CoronaCon. But if that's the case, or if you've been just struggling on getting your business off the ground, we have some juice for you today as well. So if you're watching us on Facebook, don't forget to share the video. If you're watching us, I think on Periscope and any other place, please share the video with your friends. If you have a friend that has a business, you definitely want to tune in today. So let's go ahead on, guys. Grab your pen, grab your paper, so we can get the ball going. So first things first, there is just so much happening um, with this coronavirus. Okay, and there's three things that's really, well, more than three things that's happening, but the number one thing that's happening is that people are dying. Okay, from the virus. People are getting sick. Okay. Number two, there's no cure, there's no vaccine, there's nothing. Number three, all of that impacts individuals' businesses, the economics, um, trade policy, every aspect of our lifestyles will be impacted by this pandemic. Okay. So, if you're a business owner, it's important for you to pay attention very closely to all of the laws, all of the policies that have been implemented or executed or presented to Congress. You need to pay attention to all of the policies. You need to pay attention to everything, right? So now, by the new laws that's being implemented, the regulations, the lack of trade, well, normal trading with China and other countries, with consumers not working right now, businesses closing right now. I know many of you are wondering like what you should be doing. Okay. So today's segment of the CoronaCon is all about how to save your business through situations like this, pandemics, tough times. How do you use your numbers, your accounting to really leverage your business in any state, whether good, bad, or ugly, right? How do you do that? So that's what we're about to talk about today. Okay. So, first things first. I know many of you feel very uncomfortable when we talk about money, but to get through tough times, you have to get comfortable with talking about money. You have to get comfortable with seeing the truth and looking at the reality of your situations. That's the first thing that I need all of us to do: get comfortable with our reality. So, if the reality is this, you have a business, you need to make sales, because you lost your 9 to 5. If that's you, then we need to be honest with ourselves. If we have a business that we haven't taken serious in 3 years, but now since you're home, you want to take that business serious, then we have to be honest about that as well. So the number one thing that we have to do, first of all, to survive in any tough situation or to really grow your business, it starts with transparency. Okay? Transparency. If we're not 100% honest about every aspect of our business. I'm talking about from our sales, I'm talking about to our team, I'm talking about to our marketing, your level of productivity, everything. This is the time when you're going through tough times to save your business, to use the numbers to save your business. You need to be transparent. You have to be really honest. So the first thing that you want to do, okay, is being honest. First, ask yourself, is your business making enough money? If your business isn't making enough money, that's one problem. But first of all, we need to write it down. Yes or no? Is the business making enough money? If the answer is yes, okay, so how much of that, or how much money is the business making? If the business is answering no, that it's not enough, then you need to ask yourself, how much are we making in the business? If you don't know how much money you're making in the business, that's one problem. So number one thing we need to do is what? Transparency. We have to be transparent, right? The next thing we need to do is ask ourselves a very hard question today is our business bringing in enough money? Okay? If if you're not bringing enough money, you got to be honest. And if it is or if it isn't, whatever that number is, you need to write it down. How much money are you bringing in every month? Okay? Because when you're going through a pandemic, you don't want to look at, oh, my business made $100,000 last year. That's not the number I want. I want your monthly number. How much money did you make in March? How much money did you make in February? I want monthly numbers. How much money did you make in January? So we can now anticipate what you might make in April, okay? Because what's today? April 6th, right? So to survive, survival starts today. So guys, right now, many of you are not feeling the effects of the pandemic because people still have money. You may still have some money left over from your tax refund, or you still have some coins left. You may still be working right now. We're just at the beginning phases of things. So with that being said, survival planning starts today. Okay, like today. Okay, so the first question you need to ask yourself is your business bringing in enough money? If it's not bringing in enough money, okay. If it is bringing in enough money, good. Now ask yourself, how much did I bring in monthly? Did I bring in $10,000 in January? Did I bring in 15,000 in March? How much did I bring in? Okay, that's the first thing. So to survive, you have to use your numbers. No one have turned the business over from being dead to alive without looking at the numbers. You got to take it from red to the black. That's what we're talking about. How to take your bottom line from the red to the black. Okay. So the first way to do that is you have to look at the top number. Did you bring in enough money to cover your business expenses in the month of January, February, and March of 2020? We're trying to survive right now. Okay. So the next question you need to ask yourself is, what did I spend my money on in January, February, and March? What did I spend? How much money did I spend? What did I spend it on? Okay, so that'll let you know what your expenses are. So honestly, to simplify these things for you guys, you need to create a budget, but you really need to first see where your money's going. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're doing where your money going, how much are you bringing in, and what's going out. So before you guys go out and create all sorts of budgets and do all of this stuff, first see where your money's going. Once you have an idea of how much is coming in, okay, and how much is going out and where is it going per se, right? Now that's when you can put your CEO hat on and really start to ask yourself some really hard questions. So remember, transparency, 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 and you know me, accountability. You know, you have to ask yourself this, okay, did I spend my money wisely? Did I make enough money? Did I do enough to make enough money? What happened? Did I just come online? Did I not close deals? What happened? So, to get yourselves through a pandemic, you have to start to evaluate some data. So, your data is your numbers, your money, how much came in, how much came out. Okay. Now, what happened? Why did you spend $30,000 on coaching last month? Why did you spend $5,000 on travel last month? Did you do what you were supposed to do when you spent that money too? Okay. So we've already learned to get through a pandemic, we first have to know what, how much money we have coming in. Okay. The second number you need to know is, well, these are several different numbers you need to know, is your expenses. Where's your money going? All right. Then you have to ask yourself hardcore questions. Did you put that money to good use? Did you spend it on investments and expenses that will catapult your business and help you make money? Or did you spend it on stuff and you didn't execute? This is the time now you have to ask yourself. And the reason why I'm having you guys do all of these things to survive in the pandemic is so you can know what you need not to do next month. Because come May, funds are really going to dry up more. You know, yes, people may start to receive their rebate checks from the IRS, their stimulus checks. However, that money may need to go and pay a bill or do something else with it, maybe groceries or something. Okay. So you may not be the top of their hat right now. Okay. So, with that being said, by you knowing what's coming in, the possibility, what's going out, okay, you are in better control than the entrepreneur that's out there completely winging things right now. During a pandemic, you cannot wing your numbers, most importantly. Okay. You cannot. I need to look at the chat. I don't know if you guys are here with me or if you're not. Let me check the chat and see what's going on. Let me see. Hi, Gia. How are you? Okay, so let me see what's going on. Okay. Alrighty, so I can at least see your questions now if you guys have any questions. Okay. Alrighty. So during a pandemic, this is not the time for you not to know your numbers. You have to know your numbers. Okay. And so if you've had a fear of you doing your accounting, or if you had a fear of you of math, like if you've had a very bad experience with math, then I'm going to be really honest with you, do not let that get to you, because that will allow you to not have the numbers that you need to really grow your business or make the money that you desire. Every business person have to use accounting at some point of time to really grow their company. Okay. So alrighty, so now we know how much money is coming in. We now know how much money is coming went out. Now we know what we spent the money on, and we've asked ourselves those very, very hard questions. So what's next, right? So the next thing that you guys want to do is see what went right. What went right? What marketing went right? What product service that you launched went correct? What product did you offer and it resonated with your audience? What solution did you provide, and through a beta testing or something, and you were able to get the results that you desired? Whatever the case may be, this is now time for you to figure out what works in your business. So what products or services work, all right, that your audience want to buy from you. Okay, what mugs you're going to offer, what t-shirts you're going to offer, what type of brand, whatever it is, you should know really by now in any business what works and what doesn't work. Because if you don't know what doesn't work, then you're not asking yourself hard questions. Okay. So go back in your repertoire and pull out everything that has worked successfully in your business. Once you know those things, so you will be writing it down. Okay, so I launched Facebook ad number 5, and I ended up getting 500 leads, 10 calls, 500 leads, 10 calls, and one new client. Okay, so I did Instagram ad, ended up getting 100 leads, 50 likes, 100 followers, and 5 new clients. Okay, so I know so whichever ad worked, then that's what you need to be duplicating right now. This is not the time to be trying completely new, untested marketing. Okay. This is a time where all of my data people are now using that data and all of the strategy that they've implemented, and really now they're executing on what really worked. So many of you are probably like, well, Falashade, what do you mean? Or you're probably wondering what I mean. And so basically, if you're misunderstanding what I'm saying, or if you're confused as to what I mean by do what works, that means you haven't tested the market enough. That means you haven't launched products or services enough. Or that means you haven't really operated in your business. So if you haven't really operated in your business, I'm not really talking to you, because you may not even you didn't launch anything yet. You don't know what works. So you have to test the market. So, but if you've already launched and you already have the data, this is the time for you to go back and pull out the data. What worked, what didn't work, and launch now what worked. But you incorporate what's happening now into your marketing so you can make money. So now you go back, you look at your Facebook ads, you go look at that stuff. Okay. Then you go look at what programs or services that you offered that your audience was ranting and raving. Once you do that, you go and ask yourself, can I create or relaunch this program, and people in this state that they're in with the pandemic, would they be interested? Could I now twist this product just a little bit to fit the needs of society today? If you have any products or services that you can tweak that will fit and help during today's economy, those are the products and services you launch. If it's a need-based product, meaning the face mask or taxes or hair products, stuff that we need now, internal house maintenance products like the shampoo, the regular stuff, need-based stuff that we will always need, toilet paper, paper towels, we always need the regular stuff. I will go ahead on and launch that. So a client asked me, I was on a call earlier today, and a client was like, well, somebody told me that I create too much. She said, I create too much. I said, what do you mean you create too much? And I need to stop creating. I said, well, are you taking them through the final phase of design? Are you taking them through where you're spending money and then you're not doing it? She said, no, I'm just creative. And I told her, I said, well, no. As a business person, you're always supposed to create, meaning you always write down your bright ideas, right? You always finish up putting the finishing touches to whatever idea come up to. But that doesn't mean you're going to launch it now. That doesn't mean you're going to launch it next week. That doesn't mean you're going to launch it in 1 year. That's just ideas. So many of you need to go into your pool of ideas, okay, that you've been writing down for years and years and years, and also see what you can offer, okay, during this tough time that you may have already created, okay? Because survival now is you don't just go out and create a whole new, unless you know the government is going to buy it from you and it's uh something that we need to help stabilize or reduce the contamination of the coronavirus, or if you know it's something that the government is going to want to come and buy from you, then yeah, you can go and create that product right now. But many of you that are just starting up your businesses, you're in that phase where you're probably in confusion. Like, what should you be doing right now? This is the time for you to look at products and services that have very low barriers to entries, meaning it's not going to cost you a lot of money. And this is the time for you to launch them, especially if you know it helps during these times. So, for example, entertainment. How many of you have already created a board game? How many of you have already written your book now? How many of you have already created some type of community for couples or community for single women? People need to be entertained now. How many of you have loungewear that you've already launched? But you didn't, you already have in your store, but you didn't launch effectively. Right now, this is the time for you to be launching that. So basically, what I'm saying, this is the time for you guys to really assess what the market wants and what the market needs. Okay. Nobody's buying too much fancy, glittery things. They're buying cute little loungewear. If you guys haven't noticed, most of the Fashion Nova promo have been, what they say, Fashion Nova loungewear, such and such loungewear. Oh, relax at home. Do this while you're home. So everything now that you guys want to launch, it goes around that. So from a number standpoint, this is not the time when you go put 5 and 10 grand in a whole nother new product or service unless you know the government is coming to buy it from you. Okay. This is a time for you to go into your arsenal and pull out everything that you've created all of these years, or all of the data about your products and services that you've been tracking all of this years, and implement and execute what will sell at this time. By you doing that, it's going to allow you to make money but also solve a problem. Okay. Right now you have to solve multiple problems. People are afraid of their health. Okay, people are bored. Okay, so they are bored, so they need entertainment. People are concerned about their health, so they want now. Did y'all see the Louis Vuitton face mask that came out? Did y'all see that? Louis Vuitton was like, we're not gonna miss out. Did you guys see the Louis Vuitton face mask? Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, that's a need. They know everybody need a face mask, but they also know that some people will rather rock a Louis Vuitton face mask rather than, okay, another type of face mask. So they went and they created a whole new product, but they created a need-based product because you need the face mask, but then they also know some fashionistas out there, that thing is going to sell out. It's probably already sold out by now. They know the fashionistas don't want just a regular little face mask. They would want the Louis Vuitton one. So honesty, in the lamp of luxury, that's a need. Okay, so what could you do right now that doesn't involve you fully creating something out of the woodworks? Okay, or if it is, you are creating something out of the woodworks if it's a need base. So you want to go and evaluate your arsenal of business and your products and services. Another thing that you guys want to do throughout a pandemic. So first things first, transparency. Number two, evaluate your business income, your expenses, and ask yourself some hard questions. Number three, go back and evaluate your data, right? And evaluate your product suite and see what works, see what doesn't work, and go ahead on and launch it. Number four, stay aggressive. Stay aggressive. Many businesses are going to crumble right now because they didn't remain aggressive. Stay aggressive. So that means still push the products and still push the services and still sell and offer stuff. But what I mean by aggressive is, while everybody else is afraid to promote their product and services, you're still promoting. Now, I'm not saying beat people down, stress people out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stay the course, basically. Stay the course, stay focused, keep marketing your business, keep staying on your routine and staying disciplined. Continue following up with clients and doing what you need to do. Continue staying the course. If you don't, then you may not make it okay, out of this difficult time right now, because the money that you guys go out and try to fish for today may not pay you until 2 months from now. So if you don't fish today, then how are you going to eat in a month from now? Okay, so the thing about being in a downtime is that you can never stop fishing, because when you get out of that downtime, you still need revenue. And sometimes deals doesn't transfer into revenue, or live streams or products or services may not transfer into revenue immediately. Some may be your revenue for 3 months, some may be your revenue for 4 months, some may be your revenue for 6 months. But if you're not pushing your products and services now, you're messing up two sources of revenue streams, cash flow streams, now and future. Not past, now and future. So if you want to make money today, you need to start promoting your services. Now, there's a possibility you might close something today, but more than likely, even if a person don't buy today, someone will buy if we stay the course. So be aggressive in that sense and stay the course. Don't just launch a product, promote it one day and then you disappear. No, this is the time for you to now build familiarity with everybody now, so they can eventually buy from you too. And that's another thing that I'm noticing with a lot of new entrepreneurs. You guys are not able to stay the course. So you wonder why your revenue is inconsistent. So many of you that may watch this video a month from today or watching it with us today, you're probably in a bit of a financial struggle because you didn't fish yesterday. You didn't fish a month ago. So lesson from today on the CoronaCon is that the money that you fish for today may not feed your family until next month. But if you don't fish today, then where is there a possibility of you ever making money? So for all of my entrepreneurs that's out there and you're wondering where's the money going to come from, the first question you need to ask yourself is that, are you fishing for the food? Are you fishing? Are you waiting for a fish to float up and hop on your grill and be grilled, or you're going out, you know, to the lake and, fishing on your own and bringing it home and cooking? So that's basically, I think that was that number 4. I think that's number 4, number 5. Yeah. So that's number 5. You want to remain aggressive and stay the course. Okay. Aggressive in the sense of just being consistent and persevering. Stay aggressive in that sense, but not like bashing people to buy. Let them come to you. Let them come to you. Okay. So during a pandemic, another number that you guys need to use. So I slightly mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to go into the technical aspect. The number you want to use is your ROI. Are you gaining a return on investments? Are you gaining a return on your investments? So when you hire an accountant like me, I'm an investment. Or am I helping you get a return? When you hire a coach, that's an investment. So are you investing in products or people or services that is going to bring you a ROI in a pandemic? Those are the investments that you continue to make. You continue to make our investments that will bring a return. So that's why you consistently want to continue marketing. That's why you consistently want to pay your salesperson. That's why you want to consistently pay your Zoom or for your email system, because without paying for those things, then guess what? You won't be able to reply to clients. You won't be able to do sales calls. You won't be able to do XYZ to get a return on your investment. So during a pandemic, this is when you need to understand the type of expenses, okay? The type of expenses or investments that leads to a return. Give me 1 second. So in business, there's a difference. Some investments may be quick. You'll probably get a quick return. Some may be long term, meaning you may not get a return on your investment in 1 or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But in a pandemic, and so it depends. If you have money and your business is solid right now and you're just trying to survive, right? You can still make investments into long-term returns. Okay. But if you are struggling right now, you're going to need money in the next, what, 40 days, 30 to 60 days, 30 to 90 days, that you need to make investments in products or services or coaches and stuff that's going to bring your return kind of, more quicker. You can't really afford to invest into long-term investments at this moment. Okay. Because you need to make money in 60 days, 90 days. So you need to know, as the CEO and of your business, you need to know, as the CEO of your business, you need to know what you need to invest in. So, for example, with me, I cannot stop my payroll. So, one, for me to be able to kick out taxes and for me to do certain things, my whole team, or for me to maintain our bookkeeping and stuff, our whole team have to be active, right? So that, so if I wanted to downsize my bookkeeping clients or something like that, then I can downsize my bookkeeping team. Or if I want to be responsible for doing everything, then I can downsize them. But if I want to continuously build on and continue to serve businesses and continue to grow, then I wouldn't make an adjustment in that area. If I know that I am not utilizing a product or service right now, or a particular coach haven't given me a return on my investment, I haven't made any money off any of the ideas or everything that they told me to do, then those are the things that you slash. So during a pandemic, you have to know what products, services, and people bring you returns on your investments. Many of you will not come out of this time simply because you're choosing the wrong product, services, and people. You make the right investments, and it goes by really understanding more about your business needs, okay, and where you're going. So that goes back to number one, being transparent. If you're not transparent about things, then you're not going to be able to see the reality and make the right decisions that your business need. Okay. So you need to know your top number, how much money you're bringing in. You also need to know where your money is going. Remember, you need to be transparent as well. Okay. And then you also need to stay the course and be aggressive and stick to it. All right. But then you also need to know where you're going. Many of you have not taken a step back and say, okay, Falashe, or okay, coach, or okay, person, I want to be this place in 5 years. During a pandemic, you have to always go back and ask yourself, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? Is it the same place? Do you want to be in the same place that you desired 6 months ago? Did your vision change? What happened? And ask yourself, do you still want to be this big time accountant? Do you still want to be this big time coach? Do you still want to help millions of businesses? Make sure you know where you're going during this tough time. And the reason why I say that is because when you know what the vision look like, if the vision is plain and simple, you know exactly what you want, then you know what investments you also need to make into right now. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying investments, 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 because you cannot stop investing when you have a business. It's no way. Look at Kmart. Look at Redbox. Look at all of the companies that did not invest, did not innovate, and look at them now. So you guys cannot stop investing and innovating. You have to continue on that journey. If you don't, then your business is going to end up not surviving during this time. You have to ask yourself, what do your business need right now? What aligns with your business goals, and you still have to stay the course. So when you know where you're going, you know what investments to make. And then you also know how much work you and your team have to put in as well. Okay. If you don't know where you're going, how do you know what's required and what needs to be done? What action steps needs to be taken? What product or service do you need to invest in? What coach do you need to hire? And for all of you that says you want to be a 6 and 7 figure earner, they know their numbers. Okay. They have their accounting in order. Okay. They're doing their bookkeeping. They're not getting to 7 figures without looking at the data. Okay. A real business person right now, and this is what all of you guys need to do, they're looking at core numbers, the revenue, the expenses. They're also looking at their insights to their marketing. What did you guys like about their post? What post didn't you like? What post did you comment on? What gained more interest? And that's what they're duplicating. If you notice, a lot of the coaches and influencers now, they're investing into like the shade room marketing. They're investing still in marketing. They're doing Facebook ads. A lot of them are doing joint ventures as well. So if you guys want a few ideas as to ways to generate activity and possible money and income, then you guys want to go to my landing page. I don't know if they gave you guys the link, but I'll come back and put it there. I have a freemium called 30 Ways to Survival During a Pandemic. And so it talks about joint ventures and partners. Now, I don't go into details on how to go about it, but that is listed there as an option. So right now, this is where you hone into what's next: relationships. So we said you invest first into things that bring your return on your investments. The next thing is your relationships. So if you haven't been doing any work prior to a pandemic, I'm sorry, you may not survive unless you don't unless you kick it up that in high gear and push it to the limits. Then I'm sorry, you may not survive. But for all of you that have been putting in the work, go back and evaluate basically what worked. See what we need now. See what you have in your arsenal and keep launching. Don't give up. For all of you that have not done anything prior to this pandemic, you may have a hard time surviving because you needed that data to not make bad decisions right now, or to not overspend in different arenas, or to be able to cut back on certain things. But if you didn't have the data, right, then how are you going to be able to scale, grow, and take your business to new levels? But most importantly, survive. To survive, everybody's using the data. They're using the data. They're using their top line numbers. They're using their bottom line numbers. They're using their numbers on that got them returns on their investments. They're looking now at what I was going into, their relationships. So they're evaluating who could they partner with, who owes them something, who gave them promises, and now they're making people execute on those. They're also reaching out for joint ventures and stuff. So this is the time now for all of the people that have been putting in a little bit of work. This is the time now for you to go back and reap all of the resources or financial resources or connections or marketing or whatever it may be that you were supposed to get out of that relationship today. During tough times, that's when you use those IOUs. So if I were you, go back, evaluate your relationships and see what relationships you can leverage and do joint ventures with, and make money and partner with. But then also go back and see who owe you some IOUs. Not only clients that owe you money, but people that said they want to connect you to XYZ. or the person that said, oh, they were going to, do an email or they had a referral for you. This is the time now for you to go back and see some IOUs. Go back. That is your hidden money now. Go all those IOUs, they might be bringing in some cash money now. But then also go back and see what clients owe you money as well. Whoever owe you money, you need to be calling them too. Say, hey, I know times are tough. I know things are not going so well with the, coronavirus and the pandemic. However, I just wanted to see if you can pay 50% of your invoice or 75% of your invoice and try to get money in that way as well. Okay. But the issue starts with, and surviving, not the issue, surviving starts with transparency, starts with you knowing what's coming in, starts with you knowing what's going out, knowing what data you have that shows the investments and marketing and products and services, what returns you've been able to garner from each one of those. It's time for you to evaluate relationships, okay? And so if you guys were to take all of those necessary steps, you will actually come out of this probably in a better state than where you were before the pandemic. Because now you're going to be a little bit more aggressive. So you're going to, launch products and services. You're going to be no hold bars. You're not going to be afraid, concerned what people are saying. Okay. All right. Also, you're going to be able to have the opportunity now to hone in relationships that didn't pay you 6 months now. But if you hone into those, they might pay you next month. Y'all can launch a product or service or course together. Okay. Also, this is the time now for you to go out and build affiliates. This is the time for you, if you've executed prior to today, for you to leverage all of those opportunities. Okay. All right. So, guys, I'm your girl Falashade, the accountability accountant. Guys, if you are not following me all things social media, please take the time out and follow me as well. And I want to say thank you to Dave and his team for putting on the CoronaCon as well, and for giving me the opportunity to speak with you guys today. But make sure, if you guys want to survive, I do have a freemium on my website, 30 ways to survive during a pandemic. Is different strategies you guys want to go ahead on and execute on. But most importantly, remember, you need the numbers. You need the numbers to scale, grow, but also survive. All right. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.